Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our brother. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform so that I can confess. So last year, that was when my sister's daughter started to run mad. And the reason as to why she started to run mad, it was because of the things that she saw at my house. So at that time, my maid, the one that I used to sleep with at that time, then my tocologist had told me that it was time for them to drink her blood. So me and my wife, we have been doing this for a very long time. We hire a maid, and after hiring a maid, then I'll go and I'll propose love to that maid, and I will pretend to her that me and my wife, we are having a lot of challenges, like sexual problems, like my wife does not want to sleep with me. So this will make our maid to think that maybe I'll end up getting married to her. So we have been doing this since the year 2008. That was when I went out and I got these tocologies so that we can help our business. The kind of business that I was doing, I was having a taxi. At that time, I can say that I was amongst the few people that started to operate in our location because it was still a new location. So I saw that there was an opportunity because most of the taxis, they would refuse to go into the location because there were no roads yet at that time. It was only your gravel road. So I started to use my vehicle and transporting people until I had managed to get a lot of money. And after that, that was when I bought my taxi, but it was a second-hand taxi, and I continued making a lot of money. That was when I met this other man who told me that once you are a businessman, you have to know that, first of all, from the family where you come from, there is always going to be those that are going to be very jealous of you. So you need some protection. And he told me that he was willing to give me 2 of his tocologies. And after I had accepted those 2 tocologies, then he told me that these tocologies, it was going to come a time when they were going to tell me what I was supposed to sacrifice to them. So me and my wife, we waited for about 5 years. When my daughter, which she had given birth to, was 6 years old, that was when those tocologies came to us, and the tocology told me that they needed me to sacrifice my daughter. So on her 6th birthday, that was when we sacrificed my daughter and we gave her blood to these tocologies. And that was when the rituals started, and we have been doing those rituals ever since that time that I sacrificed my own daughter. So those tocologists told us that what I was supposed to do was that I had to go to town, and after that I then spoke with this other man who was a carpenter, and I told him that I needed him to make a coffin for me. And after he had made that coffin for me, we brought it at my place. But now we were at the new house late at night. That was when we brought that coffin and we placed it in this other cottage. So this cottage, it is a 2-roomed cottage, and we were told by the tocologist that regularly we have to go there and place some food in that cottage because that is where these tocologists stay. So these tocologists, they sleep inside that coffin. So this coffin, we placed it on top of the bed where they stay. So each and every time when we hire a maid, we tell the maid that she has to wake up. The first thing that she does early in the morning, before the sun would have risen up, this will be somewhere around 5 a.m. or earlier on. This is what we tell our maids. They have to start work before the sun has risen up. Then they have to continue working until the sun has gone down. I am not that type of a man whereby I have my workers working from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. No, you work before the sun has gone up and you work until the sun has gone down. This is the way that I work, and each and every time when my maid will be going to that cottage, she'll find out that the cottage will be in a mess. Then she'll start to sweep clean. Then she has to go there to make sure that she leaves breakfast, lunch, and before she knocks off, then she has to cook some soft porridge, but using traditional milli meal, like your sorghum milli meal. Then she prepares the soft porridge and she leaves it there. So it then happened that one of our maids, this was before I had started sleeping with our maids, so one of the maids, I don't know if it was because of her being prayerful or what, but she then discovered that in that cottage there was actually a coffin, because this coffin, it is not supposed to be seen by people that do not have their spiritual eyes opened up, but we don't know how she managed to see this coffin. When she saw that coffin, that was when I felt so sick. I was really sick for about a month, and those tokologists, even though I was sick like that, one of the tokologists would come and they would be holding a pillow, trying to suffocate me to death using that pillow, until I begged for mercy and I asked that tokology, what exactly was I supposed to do? Then that tokology told me that from now on, I had to sacrifice my maids because of the things that had happened. They blamed me and my wife for not being careful when we hired this maid, that ended up seeing that in that cottage there is actually a coffin that is in there. So that was the punishment that I was given by that tokology, and then I recovered. This was after I had waited for my maid to go to bed. When she was in bed, I slowly went into her bed and I forced to sleep with her, and I slept with her. From there on, she got so sick. The way that I was sick, she ended up being sick, and we gave her some money. So this was the money that was supposed to be used on her funeral, even though she did not know that this money was the one that was going to be used on her funeral. That maid, she then passed away, and after that we hired another one. She also started to run mad. Then we hired another one, until we found it to be very difficult for us to find a maid. And when we could not find a maid to work for us, that was when I spoke with my sister and I said, since your daughter has since failed her O-level exams, why don't you let her to come to Harare? So my sister, she agreed. She then sent her daughter. Her daughter then came and she started working for me as my maid. Unfortunately, one day when we had gone to church, that was when my sister's daughter, we left her behind. As she was busy cleaning up, that was when she discovered that in that room there is a coffin that is in there, and I felt it even though we were in church. I told my wife everything that had happened back home. We needed to rush back home, so we rushed back home, and when we returned back home, my wife, she then prepared some charms, and she gave my sister's daughter some fruit juice to drink, but she did not know that inside that fruit juice there was actually some charms that made her to feel very dizzy. So I took her to her spare bedroom. Then I ended up sleeping with her, and after I had slept with her, we then told her that she was supposed to return back to the village for a little bit. And when she was back in the village, that was when she started to run mad. Even right now, she is still running mad, but my sister, she does not even know that I am the one that made her daughter to run mad. So Brother Nashi, this is what has been giving me money. I use my maids that will be working for me, and now I am using my sister's daughter. As long as she is running mad, that is how I will be making money. This is my own confession, Brother Nashi. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother right there. Yo, strange things do happen in this world. Yo.